Welcome guys, thank you for watching this video, but before we proceed, do not forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, share it to all of your friends, and also check out the description for further information guys. And now, let's get into the video.
Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and today we will continue our work on the GUIs for our One Piece game right here. Yeah. So I thought about adding some UI gradients inside of these bars first of all, so let's just do that. And then later on I intend to work on a cool feature regarding the health. So I have read a comment regarding the health which says that the more your health goes down, so the more your health goes down, the more, let's say, red, or the more red your screen gets. So I thought about creating some kind of fade, maybe. So a red fade, which just shrinks your vision, and your screen gets like more red the more, or the less health you have. All right, and after creating that, we will continue our work on the stamina. So I'm gonna add all of these, or I'm just going to create a stamina system. So I'm gonna create 2 stamina values, a stamina regeneration system, and just connecting the GUIs to that. Okay, so that's the plan for today's video. Okay. Doesn't seem to work because it is not inside of the front layer. Yeah. All right, there we go. So these are our gradients we have just added. Let's see how this is going to look like. Okay, 50. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So there we go. These are our gradients, and now to this screen feature. So to this red screen feature. Okay, so how is this going to work? In order to create the fade I have talked about, we need to use an editing software, an image editing software. And I have this software called Paint.net, which I'm using for my development as well. And I'm using it for several years now, and it requires some kind of experience in order to be able to work with that. So as you can see, this is how Paint.net looks like, and it is set to German currently. So the language, let me change it to English so you guys can understand it. And for those of you who are wondering why it is set to German, well, I live in Germany and that's why. And yeah, there we go. Okay, Now it is set to English, and you guys should be able to understand what all of these things say. Okay, now, so this is not going to be a Paint.net tutorial, and I'm not going to explain you guys what every button or what every option right here does, so just get familiar with Paint.net, and yeah, so if you want to understand what I'm doing right here, then get familiar with Paint.net first of all. But if you just want to copy this step and just want to do the exact same thing, you can either go to the uncopy lock place in the description and just take the image, or you can just, yeah, redo all of my steps. So these two options. Okay, now let's first of all resize this image. So I'm going to make this full HD, high definition. There we go. Now the next step is to do the following. So I'm gonna make use of this gradient tool, and I'm going to set this to radial. And now I am going to, yeah, no, we need to turn things, no, not like that, but like that. And as you can see, it looks like the fade I was talking about, well, at least a little. Okay, so this is kind of what I am trying to do, but this is still not perfect, so the edges are not, or are too transparent in my opinion, and therefore I'm going to create multiple layers now. So I'm going to create a layer for each edge, and I'm just going to, yeah, let's say strengthen these edges by just adding another layer of gradients. Wait. So something like that. Wait. No, never mind. I'm just going to, yeah, do this. And I'm going to duplicate this 3 times, so we have 4 layers like that. And then I'm going to switch over to this gradient tool, hit the transparency mode, and now you can just make things transparent right here. And let me disable all of those. And as you can see, it is, well, I did not exactly achieve what I wanted to do. Okay, so that's perfect right here. Wrong layer. All right. Yeah, so I gotta duplicate this again. So just to get a nice fade. wrong layer. All right. There we go. So this is our fate was talking about. So this is going to position all around the player's screen, and it is of course going to be more transparent. So it is probably going to be something like that, and it is going to pulse. So go from a pretty low transparency to a pretty high, pretty frequently, depending on what the player's current health is, of course. But it is going to be a thing, you know? And yeah, so now we need to save that thing. So let's save it. So you just hit File, Save, Save As, and then you just save that thing, you know? And wait. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now you need to import this thing after you have saved it. And in order to do that, we need to create another screen GUI. We can also create another frame. Well, let me just create another frame because screen GUI would be a big waste. Yeah. Let's call this thing Health Fate. And this one is going to cover the whole screen, so like that, but it is going to be transparent. Now let's add an image inside, an image label to be exact. Now let's call this one Fate. And this one is going to cover the whole frame, which is covering the whole screen, you know? So this image label is covering the whole screen as well, because it is covering the whole frame, and the whole frame is covering the whole screen, you know? So that's the logic behind it. And we, of course, are going to change this image right here, so you're not able to see it, but we are going to change the image to our fate, which we have just created. So where is it? Okay, fate. There we go. And to be honest, the fate looks pretty weird, but it should do its job, so it is okay, I guess. Yeah, so this is pretty cool, to be honest. So the way it looks now is pretty good. It probably shouldn't be let's say greater than 0.6 or 0.7, because these ones look pretty realistic, and this one looks pretty realistic as well. Okay, so one more thing. Make sure that the z-index of these frames is greater than the z-index of this health fate thing, because otherwise the fate would cover the GUIs, and if that's one thing you want to achieve, then go ahead, but I want to keep these bars above the fate. Alright, now we can make this thing invisible, this fate thing, and now right here where it says updater, so this updater script, so we now somehow need to recognize when this fate, okay, so when this fate should appear. So we need some kind of limit which the health needs to, let's say, exceed. Health fate limit. Let's say when the health is 25 or greater than 25, then the fate, is going to be visible. And it is going to get worse with every step back of the health, you know. So so with every amount of with every, let's say, guys, my English is totally broken. Yeah, so the more the health goes down, the worse the fate is going to get. So that was basically what I was trying to say. Yeah. Okay, let's just move on. Okay, so right here where it says health, let's add another thing. So if character humanoid health is or equals or is ungreater than 25, then come on. Then yeah, and then the fate is going to be, let's say, activated. Local fate frame script, come on, script parent health fate. Okay, so what we have done right here is basically we have created a new variable which says 25 as, let's say, the limit, and this limit, yeah, needs to be, or our health needs to be ungreater than 25, or not greater than 25, to activate this fate. And this variable right here stores, or let's say refers to the health fate frame. So script parent health fate. And we can now just easily say fate frame visible true. And fate frame fate image transparency set to 0.9. Okay. Now let's create 3 more steps. So else if character health, let's say, is below 15, not below, is ungreater than 15, then the frame is visible and the transparency is at 0.8. Well, come on, let's say 17. Now copy this again. Let's say this one to 12.7, 8.6. Well, let's set this to 5. And there we go. Now we will need another check which checks if the health is above 25. And if that's the case, then the frame is going to be set to false, or is going to be deactivated, or is going to be invisible. That's pretty important as well. Otherwise, the fate frame would be always visible to us, and that would be pretty annoying. All right. Let's see how this looks like. Okay. So let me set my health to 1, and there we go. There is our frame. And it is going to get less worse with each step of regeneration. It is supposed to, at least. Okay. Alright, so there were 2 things which annoyed me a little. So the frame was cut off above, as you guys have probably seen. Therefore, I'm going to change this to 1.1. And I'm going to move it a little bit more up. This one is visible, okay. instead of instantly putting a value for our image transparency, let's work with tweening. So let's basically copy this one, and yeah, let's change it a little. So we are going to change front to this one. Let's keep it at 0.5. And let's change this. So if you don't know what tweening does, I have explained it in the last episode of this tutorial. Go ahead, watch it in order to understand what tweening does. Okay, 0.8. Let's put this to 0.7, so let's be a little bit more radical. A little bit more harsh. 0.5, and this is going to be at, well, no, let's put this to 0.6 and this to 0.5. All right. Well, that's not exactly the image transparency I was expecting, so I did not expect the image transparency to look like this. And I think that there's actually an issue behind of this. Look, so as you can see... God, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, guys! Look. So, the issue is that basically this expression right here. So if our health is not greater than 25, then this is going to happen, okay? So that's correct, you know? Now the second requirement right here is that the health is not greater than 17. But this condition is already contained in this condition. And since the script, first of all, checks this one, the condition which we expect to be met right here is already met right here, and therefore it does not even go on and just simply continues with this code. You know? So that's the issue. And how do we fix that? So it is actually pretty easy to fix this one. We just need to add a second condition, which checks if the health is still greater than 17. And that's it. Now we need to do this for every other if statement right here. But it is going to fix everything. Okay. Now this should work fine. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now one last thing was, yeah, the GUI, of course. Let's fix that as well. And one more thing I would like to do is another aspect, and that one is that, well, no, never mind. We aren't going to do that. Let's just check if the positioning is correct, because there was still this, or there still was this gap up here, and it is just annoying to see that every time, you know. And yeah, we should handle that. We should get rid of that. Yeah, as for now. Yeah, that's it, guys. Okay, Now, watch how this thing is fading away, you know. Yeah, so a step from 12 to 17 is, yeah, pretty big, let's say. So they are, come on, come on. You have 0.7, 0.9. In order to diminish, or to make this fade look, well, more realistic, let's just lower the numbers. So 9876. Now, last time. So we're going to check this for the last time now. Yeah, so the fade looks more better now. And now with 25 it is going to disappear totally. There we go. Okay, so that's it with the health frame. Now let's move on to the stamina. Finally, guys, finally. Alright, so let's call this thing stamina. And this script, though, is going to be our stamina system. So every time a player joins, so game players, player edit, connect function, it is going to get that player. So PLR is going to be the player who has just joined. And it is going to create two values for each player, okay? The first value is going to be the stamina itself. So stamina instance.new int value. And this one is going to be inside of the player. And we are going to call it stamina. Stamina. And its value is going to be at 100 by default. Now the next value is going to be our max stamina. And it is, yeah, pretty much the same as the stamina value, but it is just defining a limit for the stamina. So it is saying that, or it is expressing that our stamina is limited to a certain number, you know? So similar to what our max health does. So we are not able to regenerate more stamina than our max stamina offers us. Similar to the health. So you're not able to regenerate more health than your max health allows you. And this one is going to be at 100, of course. And this value is going to be constant, I think. So that's the way to call it in English. So it pretty much stays the same. It is not going to be changed unless when it comes to leveling, etc. But for now, it is just going to stay at 100. And the stamina is the value which is going to be changed. So it is going to be similar as to our health value inside of our humanoid. It is going to, yeah, be reduced or be consumpted, let's say, and it is going to regenerate itself, etc. So that's how these values are going to work. Okay. So that's the first step. We could already connect these values to our GUI, so we could already do that. Let's go inside of the stamina updater script. And instead of referring to the character, so we can remove that one. Where is it? Yeah. Let's refer to our stamina value. So since our stamina value is directly inside of our player and its name is stamina, we can just simply say player wait for child stamina dot changed. So if our stamina value has changed, then this update function should be run. And we can do the same thing for our max stamina value, since it is pretty much the same as our stamina value, just the names and the function of both values are different. There we go. Okay. Now up here, we just need to replace health with stamina and max health with max stamina. So that's pretty much all we gotta do. So character, humanoid health, player, stamina, value. Okay. Player, humanoid max health, player, max stamina, value. And right here, we are just doing the same. And we can also get rid of this, this math floor thing. Guys, I'm sorry. We can get rid of this math floor thing. Because we are not working with number values, you know, so integer values are not decimal values. So is that even the term in English? So decimal values, yeah, it really is. So you know, so these numbers, these comma numbers, these point numbers, so like 0.2 or 1.5, so these are decimal numbers, and an int value is not a decimal number or decimal value, so it can only store full numbers. Okay, so everything which is not a decimal number is a full number by definition. And so numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So everything which is not a point whatsoever or comma whatsoever. Okay. And replace max health with max stamina. There we go. So we have now connected our GUI to our stamina values, and we can now just check this out just to see how it looks like. Where's the name? Where is the name? Okay, max stamina, max stamina. Yeah, so I forgot to replace these names of that variable. Okay. Now let me switch back. Let me put this to 50. And nothing has changed. Ah, yeah, because this script is disabled. $50. There we go. So it reacts to changes, but it does not regenerate, and therefore it just stays at its position. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now to the final step regarding the stamina. So that final step is going to be a regeneration system. So our stamina needs to regenerate after being concepted, and so similar to what happens with the health. So if you receive damage, you of course need to regain your health. And we now need to do the same for our stamina right here. I'm gonna create a spawn function, so this one just runs in the background. Let's say it is not going to interrupt the rest right here. And I'm going to, well, this is pretty much bad practice, guys, but I'm still going to do that because I cannot think of any other method right now. So I'm going to put a while loop. Okay, so this one never ends, so this one just goes on. So I'm going to put a while loop inside of another while loop, if that's even possible. So while stamina value is greater than the max stamina value due wait math random, well, (1 to 20) divided by 10, well, let's say 6 to 20. So I'm going to explain this in a bit, guys. I just want to test out if this even works. Let's call this thing bad practice, because it is actually bad practice. There are probably better methods out there, but I do not know about them. And there we, exhausted. Yeah, okay. Okay, it does not work, of course, so that would be too much, obviously. Then let's change this thing to a, to an if statement. My bad. Yeah, we need to add a wait inside, otherwise it is exhausted. Or just breaks the whole game. So. Wait. Else if. Wait, I'm just going to explain this in a bit, do not worry. Alright, so first thing. This one runs without interrupting the rest. This one runs in the background, let's say, okay? Or makes the code right to run in the background without interrupting anything else. So why is that important? Because we have a while loop. If we would not put this inside of a spawn or inside of a coroutine, then it would just pause the rest of the code and would just focus on the code inside, and that's not what we want, because, well, for now it would not be any problem, or it wouldn't be a problem, because we are just creating these values and then we just want to focus on this code. But later on, when we want to consupt stamina, then we will need to fire server a remote event, and this script still needs to stay reactive to these fire servers, you know. And if we focus, or if we just focus on the content of this while loop, then we cannot be reactive at the same time, because, as I've said, this loop would pause the other code, and that would be an issue. Therefore, we are just setting this inside of this spawn, or you can also set it inside of a coroutine. Alright, now to the next things. This wait is important inside of this while loop, otherwise you will receive this error and this whole thing would not work, okay? So it would be just too much, so there would be too much loops, way too much loops, and the script would just break. Okay, now, next thing. These if statements. Let's just start with this one. So this is a condition. So if our stamina is not greater than our max stamina, means there needs to be a regeneration, so we need to regain stamina. So that's basically what this condition expresses. So if we do not have the maximum of our stamina, then we obviously need to regain stamina because we are exhausted, and that is what is going to happen right here. I've just put this print right here just to see if the script gets till this point, you know. But we are of course going to continue our code right here. Now, what is this wait statement doing right here? So we basically do not want to regain stamina with every second, you know, so we want to add some time limits to it. So we do not want to regain stamina after 0.5 seconds, you know, so we want to receive stamina within a big time span, let's say. And by randomizing the amount of seconds we need to wait, so by randomizing them, we achieve this idea I'm following. So it is basically choosing a random number from 6 to 20 and divides that by 10. So dividing 6 by 10 is 0.6. So it is going to wait 0.6 seconds, and when it gets to this point again, it is, let's say, going to pick 11, and then it is going to divide 11 by 10, and that is 1.1. And then for this time, it is going to wait 1.1 seconds. And just randomizing these waits makes the regeneration process look pretty more realistic, you know. Okay, and there is going to be our regeneration code. And then right here, so the second if statement basically just expresses that if our stamina is greater than our max stamina, which can also happen, so you can be regenerating more stamina than you actually need, and that's an issue because the max stamina is the value which sets the limit, and exceeding that limit is not what we want to achieve. And if that's the case, then our stamina value is going to be our stamina minus the amount of, let's say, stamina which exceeds the limit. So if you have 105 stamina, you want to remove 5 from our 105 stamina in order to, get to this max stamina limit. You know, and that's basically what this calculation does. But there is a much more easier way. We could also say, our stamina value equals our max stamina value. So we can basically get rid of that calculation. I don't know why I wanted to add that. Let's just move on with that. So basically, when our stamina is above our max stamina, we are setting our stamina to our max stamina. So when this one is above 100 or greater than 100, then we are setting it back to 100. That's basically what happens right here. Okay. Now let's just pretty quickly deal with this code, okay? Because this code is pretty short. So after the player has waited certain amounts of seconds, then we want to increase the stamina value. So we are saying that our stamina value is our stamina value plus, so we are adding more stamina on top of it, plus math random. So, and again, randomizing it, making things look more realistic. Randomizing it, so math random 6 to 20 divided by 10. So that's actually pretty realistic, I would say. So it, once again, picks a random number from 6 to 20 and divides this one by 10. So basically, the player can gain a random amount of stamina, which goes from 0.6 to 2. Alright. And that's it. We can now test this thing out. Let's do so. Let's see if this regeneration works as expected, guys. Let me set this to 1, and let's see how this regenerates. And as you can see, it does regenerate. There's, as you can see, there's this health text, but that's pretty easy to fix. But it regenerates perfectly. And that's good. So that's our stamina system right here. So we have now made a simple stamina system which regenerates, which is being displayed by the GUI, and that's cool. That's pretty cool, guys. Now let's wait till this thing reaches 100, and maybe it exceeds the limit of 100 for a couple of seconds, but then gets back or gets pulled back down to 100. Maybe that's the case this time. And it really regenerates, let's say slowly. You can of course change that if you want to, so I have just explained you the code. You just need to change the weights a little, or you can change the amount of stamina which is being regenerated with every time. It is up to you. And yeah. There we go. Okay. Alright, so that's it with the video, guys. 44 minutes. Pure scripting. Well, not pure scripting. We have created the fade image in paint.net. But yeah, 44 minutes of recording. So, yeah, let's change this to stamina. So our text right here says stamina. When regenerating. And yeah, that's it with the video, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends, and give me feedback in the comment section. Also, give me ideas for the next One Piece game video, because I am running out of ideas, guys. I, to be honest, have no idea what to work on. The next episode is probably going to be about GUIs, but if you guys are able to find a better idea, then inform me about that, and I'm open to change my mind. Just convince me with a better idea. Yeah, with that being said, take care, see you in the next video. Also, keep your eyes open on my second channel. Since my exams are over now, I'm free to produce more videos for you and to produce them on my second channel, because I try to upload videos every 2 days on this one, and now it's time for my second channel to grow a little. And yeah, with that being said, also thank you for your overwhelming support, guys. We are currently pretty close to 8,600 subscribers, so thank you for that. And I'm honest with you, reaching 10,000 subscribers is possible for us in the, well, let's say in the following months, probably in, well, don't get me wrong, but probably in 3 months or so. So if everything goes as expected. Thank you for all your support till this day, guys. I'm very proud of you. I love you guys, really, guys, really, and I hope that I'm able to help you out. So I'm receiving comments with, yeah, you or other users saying that I'm helping them with their projects, etc. And it makes me happy to read these comments, and yeah, I'm happy about it, guys. I'm happy about it. Also, good luck with your projects if you are currently working on one, and feel free to comment anything. I try to read my comments as much as possible, but, you know, so it was easier to read a lot of comments back then when my channel was not that big as it is currently, but very, very much people, or pretty much people, comment, you know, and I'm not able to read every comment, but I just try to give my best when it comes to reading a lot of comments, guys. I hope that you can understand it if I sometimes do not read all of the comments and maybe not read yours, but yeah, you gotta understand me at that point, guys. It is just that very much people comment on my channel, and yeah. Okay, enough with the talking. I love you guys. Take care. See you in the next video.